Take a look at the minutes of your last board meeting. Review the items of business covered one by one, particularly those that required board action. Now, ask yourself for each item on the agenda, how many involved board decisions versus board approvals? At first, this sounds like a distinction without a difference, but as you look into it, there's a subtle variation. A decision on the part of the board implies actively informing yourself, discussion of the merits and alternatives, and making a knowledgeable, defensible group choice. A board approval, now that's a step back in the model. It implies a more passive, rote board approach to its duties. The chair looks at the agenda over his bifocals, says, item number 5, or whatever, asks if there's any discussion. Hearing none, he calls a vote, and anyone who isn't checking their text messages at the moment mumbles aye. Now, the quick take on this is that we're doing a poor job of governance and need to crack down with more in-depth discussion, less box ticking, and so on. But board business isn't as simple as that. For starters, many of the votes you take in the boardroom are handled as quick approvals precisely because that's all they require. Board consent agendas bundle together a number of routine items for a single quick up or down vote and are a valued time saver. Your board really doesn't need probing debate on accepting a committee report, reviewing someone's authority to sign documents, and so on. So let's get back to reviewing your last board minutes. Now count up the quick approvals and the more involved decisions, but also ask yourself how appropriate the balance was. Were there agenda items that tied up more board time and effort than really seemed necessary? And more to the point, are there any that on reflection you believe needed more information and discussion than they actually received? Maybe good board leadership and practice isn't about simply devoting more time to board work, but in smarter triage between business that warrants decisions versus those you can handle as basic approvals. Sometimes devoting more board time to fewer items could be the way to go. I'm Ralph Ward from the Boardroom for December.